What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Rev Sports Wrap It Up, as we wrap up everything that is in the week of sports. And even we might be breaking some news as we go along in this episode. News kind of dropped right before we went live. We will go over that. Spoiler alert, Gino Auriemma is still good at coaching. But before we get into basketball, we are going to do the Huck It, Chuck It football. And also, I have these beautiful guests with me, Sol and Tvshka. How are you doing today?
Doing great, and I know ball.
Yes. She can get center stage no ball acceptance speech. But we'll get to that here in a second. But you ready to huck it, chuck it, and talk about some football? Tvshka, you ready to talk about football?
It's okay. We can.
Oh, don't worry. Misery loves company. Okay. All right. But yeah, let's go over the NFL scores. We'll go over some crazy stats related to the games, even though, like we say every episode, just always like to remind everyone, if you're new here, we typically like to go over stats on Monday with me, Tvshka, and I. We'll go over me, Tvshka, and I. Yeah, that's a thing that I just said.
I was like, how many of you are on Monday nights?
Infinity.
I have multiple personalities. So.
Yeah. That's Jim. He comes out every once in a while. But no. We talk about all the football games, but over there we talk more about fantasy stuff. So a lot of stats are talked about individual players, but there's a couple of individual stats that I will get into today because it's more game related, just how crazy it is. But let's run through here. And what's up, Jeremy? Eagles beat the Commanders 26-18. Dolphins beat the Raiders 34-19. Saints beat the Browns 35-14. Colts beat the Jets 28-27. We'll get into some Jets things here in a second. Vikings beat the Titans 23-13. Packers beat the Bears 20-19, that's the 11th in a row that the Packers have beat the Bears. It's ridiculous of how many times. And it was a blocked field goal. It was just it was such a Bears thing. Lions beat the Jaguars 52-6. Don't delete that. Don't you put the score back. You put that score back. It was 30-21 or something like that.
Don't know what you're talking about. What?
Yeah. Anyway, Lions beat the Jaguars 52-6. Rams beat the Patriots 28-22. Steelers beat the Ravens 18-16. Yes, the Bills did beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Bills scored more points when the time ran out than the Kansas City Chiefs, giving the Kansas City Chiefs their first loss of the season. They've been flirting with it all season. We'll get Tvshka's sauce here in a second. Seahawks beat the 49ers 2017. Talk about a downfall. 49ers, what happened? Broncos beat the Falcons 38-6, which Michael Penix, it might be time. Might be time for Michael Penix hour in Atlanta there. Chargers beat the Bengals 34-27, which was an amazing game. We'll get into that a little bit more. And then the Texans beat the Cowboys 34-10. And we're not the only – Tropicana isn't the only stadium that needs repairs.
Yeah.
Jesus. But
sorry, you trailed off there. What happened at the end?
Our roof is falling off.
Yeah, dude.
Fighting the sun.
Bro.
Jerry's probably got dementia at this point. I don't know.
I mean, he did say to rebuild the entire stadium last week, so I guess this is truth to that statement.
Yeah, but we'll into that. But as far as the Jets losing to the Colts, as far as winning percentages, we do have a slide here. But of the quarterbacks that they've had, Zach Wilson at 36.3 at 364, Sam Darnold 34, Aaron Rodgers at 0.27. Ooh, not
Yikes.
great.
Not at all.
It's like he's a 40-year-old quarterback with a half of Achilles. Like, stuff happens. And the Jets have, obviously, during the season, Robert Saleh was let go by the Jets, and they just let go their GM of 5 years. That's no surprise. It's just the fact that they're doing it so quickly. They're the only team right now that has no GM. But that typically, if a coach gets fired, typically the GM gets fired as well. Plus, he's been there for 5 years. If it's not turned around now, unfortunately, I think he did a great job. The GM did. I mean, he has some great draft picks. That's just a dysfunctional organization. I think you just can't get out of its way. They can't get out of their own way. I mean, if you can't, just put it this way: the favorite to win the Super Bowl now is the Detroit Lions. So if you can't think that you can turn around a franchise, look at the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. And also, hello, Brennan.
Hey, Brennan.
Yeah. Hello, Brennan, twice.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Get into
Love it.
back to the Dallas Cowboys record at AT&T Stadium.
The best thing, though, about this week is I won twice. The Chiefs, they can go on to win the Super Bowl now. All I needed them, like I said a few weeks ago, I just needed them to lose one game. You guys did. Now you can go win the Super Bowl, and we can all be happy.
We got,
Well, not everybody's going to be happy, but yeah.
right.
I think we got our picture of Larry Sonko with his champagne, glass of champagne after they lost. Shout out to Mercury Morris, RIP. I know he passed away, but typically him and Larry Zonka are always the two that you see pictures of.
And then also, I know ball 2 weeks ago, I said the Bills are going to win because we were going over what was the lineup, who is the Chiefs going to play in the following weeks. And I was like, you know what? I think the Bills have it. And I fucking know ball. Of the sport that I know the least about, I fucking know ball.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody called that one too, though. Like,
yeah,
let me
no one else thought the Bills were good, even though they have one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the country that can just take over.
Have
the
it.
game. Just let her have it.
the Bills always beat the Chiefs in the regular season, like we talked about. So, really no spoiler there, no surprise. The big thing is just what's it going to look like in the playoffs whenever they meet again. But no, I mean, jump back to the Jets of the situation. I mean, it's bad ownership. I mean, add that to the list. Bad ownership in Carolina, bad ownership in Dallas, bad ownership in Cleveland, and then now you got bad ownership in New York. So I don't know. I mean, I know there's a certain social media guru that has been pining to be the owner of the Jets, and I don't know, Gary V. I mean, maybe the city's going to back you up and let you have your shot at it because. This guy is not it. As far as
and also the Bears have bad ownership as well.
Yeah, they do have a good
I like Ryan Poles, but they end up strong arming Ryan Poles a lot because I don't think he wanted Matt Eberflus there this year. He wanted to go after Harbaugh, and there was a lot of scuttlebutt that Harbaugh was interested in the Bears because of the region where it's at. It's right there next to Michigan and all of that. And they're like, no, we're going to stick with Eberflus. And it's just like, you're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, and Ryan Poles comes from Kansas City. He was with the Chiefs, so he worked with Veach. He was under Reid, so he's definitely got quite a bit of mentorship, a really good pedigree mentorship. So I think he's going to do a great job. But yeah, you got to get some of the ownership to pull their head out of their ass and their foot out of other people's asses, and let those people that they're paying do the fucking work.
Yeah, just open your pocketbook up. Get Brian Johnson because he's going to be the highest. He's going to be the number one target that everyone had. The fact that he came back this year, he did have a couple interviews. They said it went bad. So who really knows? But as far as offensive coordinator, now it does help to have the best offensive line in football and have Sonic and Knuckles and have Amon-Ra St. Brown and shout out to the GM for Detroit, Brad Holmes, I believe is his last name. But he's ever since they hired him, they were making the right moves, and the right forward got ownership and got in charge to make the calls to hire Brad, to hire Dan Campbell, and get that culture the where it is. So this is not surprising to me based off the moves they were making early, even though they started off, what was it, like 2? They won 2 games Campbell's first year, and now they look like a freaking wagon now. So shout out to them. Some other, but yeah, what other games kind of stuck out?
First round picks for 10 years.
Yeah.
Something's got to give there.
Right.
But what we're not going to do, we're not going to cheer for the Panthers. Even Jason's not cheering for the Panthers this year. Come on. Get out of here with that, Jeremy.
Chuba for fantasy wise, but that's about as far as it goes for me.
Yeah. Not this week.
For us.
Don't do it this week. We're battling each other.
Well, I have Jonathan Brooks too. Yeah. I have 2 Panthers running backs. No wonder me and Soul's team sucks.
Well, this is what happens when I'm a bad GM and I let Josh do everything.
Yeah. Fire the coach.
How many Super Bowls have we won, Soul?
1.
How many Super Bowls has Tvshka won?
You guys have not won any Super Bowl, bro. It's not a Super. Where's your ring? Where's your trophy?
My trophy?
Shit. You ain't got shit, bro. There's only
one
trophy, and it was.
I was there. I was there when they postponed the game that ended up that let us win it because Damar Hamlin died so we could win.
Yeah, he's your Jesus Christ, pretty much.
Yes,
in a sense, yeah. He's my football Jesus.
Football Jesus.
Anyway. All right, so moving on here, as far as the stats, before we get into any videos, Joe Burrow is the first player this year to go over 3,000 yards. He has just some crazy stats here. Through the first 11 games, the Bengals are 4-7. Joe Burrow has thrown for 3,028 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Players to achieve 3,000 plus yards, 27 plus touchdowns, and 4 or fewer interceptions through the first 11 games, along with their team's final records, are accordingly. Tom Brady did it twice in 2007, 2015. Those records in those 2 years, 16-0, 13-3. Aaron Rodgers did it in 2011, 2020. Those records, 15-1, 13-3. Patrick Mahomes did it in 2020, 14-2. Drew Brees did it in 2018, 13-3. So let's check in on Joe Burrow and see how he's feeling. This was his thoughts after the game.
Before I go, I just want to get this off my chest. That shit was not my fault. Y'all are trash. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Y'all are trash. Like, y'all are so trash. I want you to know that I'm talking to you. So I'm going to say your name. Then I'm going to call you trash.
Then I'm gonna call you trash. Right?
Yeah. What's his name again, so we can get him a shout out?
RDC World 1, I believe. But yeah, when it was just like, Paul George, if I see you on another top 10 list, I'm gonna kill somebody.
That's his government name, RC World.
Yeah,
that's his YouTube channel.
I know.
He was the one that was did the whole, like, he kind of did that for LeBron. LeBron's like, I can't do everything. I'm 36. But yeah, shout out to Art. But that was just like a perfect summation of how Joe Burrow feels. Like, even in his press conferences, he's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? He just wants to shout it from the heavens. It's just sad on him giving you that much production and that result. It makes no sense. The Lamar cannot get past the Chiefs and the Steelers in his career. He can beat everyone else, but he, for some reason, and I think it's also the Ravens too with their play calling, and I think they just look across the field and see Kansas City and they see the Steelers, and Harbaugh just goes into a shell or something. I just don't get how they just can't get over those two teams. They can't get over that even in the regular season. Like, I think Lamar's beat the Chiefs once, I think, and on the Steelers once, like, since he's been in the league. So it's just crazy that, and everyone else, he owns the NFC. He's like 22-1 against them, but can't beat. It's just weird how that works out sometimes. I mean, I think it's more. Do you think it's more Harbaugh, or do you think it's just the culture? Like, I don't get why the Steelers and the Chiefs are
white
just
whale.
Yeah, such a weird thing.
Combination of it, man. I mean,
yeah, probably is.
Maybe if he wasn't, such a great running back, maybe.
All right. So anyway, we're gonna check in. Yeah, and Tomlin's still. He's one of the best coaches to ever, have a clipboard.
Yeah.
Just,
and you are talking about the number 1 and number 2 coach, pretty much.
Andy Reid and Tomlin. Yeah. Tomlin's never finished a season under 500.
Dude.
And him and Harbaugh are the longest tenured coaches as far as with the same team. Mm-hmm. Reid's been obviously went to Philadelphia and then he came to Kansas City. But as far as like one team, that's it. Tomlin and Harbaugh. I'm talking about Harbaugh for the Ravens, not Harbaugh for the Chargers. Just to kind of make sure people understand where they're coming from. But speaking about the Ravens, let's check in with Ronnie Raven, see what his thoughts are after the game.
How the fuck did we lose to the fucking Steelers? That was a fucking cheating ass victory, yo. The rest was cheating. We had too many penalties called on us, yo. And they didn't even score their fucking touchdowns. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, soccer, yo? Oh, you won by kicking a fucking ball? That victory had no honor, yo. There should be a fucking asterisk in there, yo. Yeah, the score was 18-16, but the score of touchdowns was 2-0. We should win that. Fuck! What the fuck happened? Russell Wilson is good, and Justin Tucker sucks. What the fuck are we living in the fucking Twilight Zone, yo? Fuck! Justin Tucker, what happened, yo? I hate to say it, but my Aunt Sheila, we all used to love her. She was the best. But then she had a stroke, and she couldn't do no chores, and she got pretty fat. And so my uncle divorced her, and he bought himself a new wife, $11,000 cash from the Philippines. Maybe it's time for us to buy ourselves a new kicker with fucking big tits and no gag reflex or something. Or maybe, perhaps we could get Jay Flacco to kick our field goals. Oh, yeah. If you got the arm mechanics, the fucking kicking is going to be fucking easy. We get Flacco to kick our field goals. We're going to the Super Bowl. The Steelers fucking cheated. Everybody go fucking rent. Let's Start a Cult. It's a very funny movie. And also buy tickets to see Starface Hawkins at the Lyric on Thanksgiving. Fuck the Steelers!
Hey, the Lyric, dude. That's right by you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Star Wars Hawkins, he just released. Obviously, he has a Let's Start a Cult. I think it's on Netflix. And he also just announced his world tour. He's coming here to the Ryman, so I'm definitely going to be looking to see what those tickets are to go see him. I think it's in April. So he's a really hilarious guy. Obviously, he brings content to our show every week with those hilarious breakdowns of Ronnie Raven. So shout out to Stavros. If you can, see if you can go get some tickets. Go see him. Have a good time. He's hilarious.
Or go get a Filipino.
With big tits and no gag reflex.
$11,000.
$11,000.
I think Josh would rather talk about that than the Cowboys, but I think we do need to talk a little bit about the Cowboys.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
Speaking of gag reflex. The Texans beat the Cowboys 34-10. Who has had the most wins at AT&T Stadium in Dallas?
Let's look.
Oh, no.
America's team, the U.S. men's national team, has won 3 times this year at AT&T Stadium. Many others have won once. Dallas Cowboys 0. We even have here Jeremy Miller earlier said the fact that Jake Paul is 1-0 at AT&T Stadium and the Cowboys aren't just sums up their season. How you feeling, Josh? How you feeling?
How'd the Bay of Pigs go? Pretty bad. It's such a Murphy's. Oh my gosh! I wish I could bring up the clip of our quarterback getting stripped, then our lineman picking up, tries to run, then gets hit, fumbles it again, and they scoop and score. That's our season. That's the best illustration of our season. Much less the sun blinding us and our stadiums falling apart.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
That's what it felt like. I'm like, we can't score. We can't win a game. The sun's getting in our way. Our stadium's falling off. Like, it's just,
Dude.
it's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, at least you know how the rest of your season's going to go.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's at least a little bit of solace in that where, like for me, like Jeremy Miller, you can attest as well, man. Being an Oklahoma fan this year. Like after game 4, we're like, well, next year, we're done. Ain't got to really put a whole lot of time and effort into Saturdays anymore. Not going to watch the second half of a game the rest of the year, apparently. But you have that. But dude, it's I mean, the noise is so fucking loud in Dallas. I just don't see how Jerry sticks around that much longer. I mean, if it's going to be a legacy change where it goes to his son or daughter, as far as who's going to take over that torch from him, because probably need to start thinking about that. I mean, get your will in order. And everybody else in Dallas is praying that it's God's will that he leaves, because a good.
I'm not going that far, dude.
I'm
not wishing that on anybody.
Yeah. I'm just saying leave the team. I'm not talking about leave the earth. I'm talking about just leaving the team.
That I can get with. The other morbid stuff that I was thinking you were going with, I can't be on the internet being like, yeah.
Where did you get that idea? That's totally. You're putting words. You're hearing what you want to hear. You're not hearing. You're hearing what I'm not saying, I guess. I don't know. However that goes. I'm going to stop talking.
Yeah. Yes, I hope Dallas gets Ashton Genty, the Boise State running back. Probably not, but knowing Jerry, if he still has the card, he's going to go get Ashton Genty, which I won't be mad about, even though it's about time we need to fix everything. Our offensive line, obviously, I mean, we really don't have our Pro Bowlers. Tyus Jones, he's gone. I mean, and Zach Martin's, he's not even spring chicken anymore. So I'm always big on you need to shore up your trenches, and then you can build out from there. But obviously, you have no running game this year. You need at least a back. Ashton Genty looks the part. So I'm all for that. If they get Ashton Genty, if not, get an offensive lineman. Because our defense, you can kind of fix in the offseason, except Jerry doesn't like to do that. He always likes to focus in on the players that he picks to make himself look like a genius. And you know how much of a genius you are, Jerry? You've won 3 games this year. Your stadium's falling apart. Your players are getting blinded by the sun because your stadium's in the way of the sun. Anyway, but
that's how it works.
Yeah. Yep.
No, it's smart, dude. You get a higher first round pick. You get insurance claim money, and then also you get medical disability.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fucking genius, dude.
Yeah.
So smart, Jerry.
I think we also have a video of the sheet metal falling from the ceiling.
This is just
looking like the feather from Forrest Gump. Da, 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 da. Yeah, get that piece of shit out of here.
They have someone go up there with a
They
drill
couldn't
gun.
pay me enough to be that guy.
Oh, dude, I would. That'd be fun.
No.
Up.
That guy probably got like 20 grand just to do that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a scheduled assessment or trip. It's an emergency, so you have a premium. And then even then, like the hazard pay on that is probably like north of $200 an hour.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the scuba divers that go in like power plants that clean out like the fans and stuff, they get they get a lot of money for little work because it's such a dangerous job.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what I've got for the NFL. Kind of getting to the playoffs are starting to emerge. And speaking about playoffs, the college football playoffs are kind of people are starting to gripe about it. I think if we switch to 28 teams next year, it'll no one will gripe about not getting into the playoffs. But Georgia humbles Tennessee.
Playoffs?
Yeah.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
We win a damn game. Clemson holds off Pitt. Louisville had an all-time collapse against Stanford. That hurt. BYU loses to Kansas. So Colorado has a path now. They're kind of the Big 12's only hope. I mean, obviously, you still technically will get an at-large bid, and it looks like Colorado is not at-large, but you will get, if you win your conference, you get in, as far as the Big Four conferences are concerned. But if Colorado, for some reason, gets to the Big 12 championship, wins out, and gets to the Big 12 championship and loses, I still think they're the only team in the Big 12 that can still make the playoffs without winning their conference, if that makes sense there. But speaking about Colorado, superfan Peggy turned 100 years old. Was it that day, or was it just during the week?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. For those who don't know, she's a super fan. The ESPN did a story on her last year, and it was her and her sister, and they would always go to every game. Unfortunately, her sister passed away, but she still goes every time. And this is a video of all of Colorado singing Peggy happy birthday. Yeah.
It's so
Yay,
cute.
it's so cute.
That's awesome.
But yeah, if y'all have a chance, look up the story that ESPN did Also, we don't have it here, but I'm just going to touch on it real quick. College Game Day, McAfee does this. You get a raffle, and you get to, and if you win that raffle, you get to kick for Pat. It's called Pat's Money, and it starts off the beginning of the year at like 50,000, and then it ramps up. And if the people who don't, now sometimes you get a second try, he might give you like 10,000, but you don't get the prize money. And so they went through like, I don't know how many, obviously so many weeks. No one's done it. And then this female, I forget her name. Sorry, I'm forgetting both of their. Well, Henry, I think is the guy's name. But this female, she was there at like 3 a.m. He was there since the other day. She wins the raffle. He's just standing there next to her, and she was like, "I know I'm not going to make it." And then she just looks at him randomly and was like, he was like, "I can do it." And so she has him do it. And then it was for $200,000. And then Pat goes, "You know what? Let's double it." And then so it's $800,000. 400,000. Well, he ended up doing it for like 800. So 400,000.
Doubled it again.
Right. He doubled it again. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me there. But yes, he ended up. Math is hard. But 400 of that 800,000, if he makes the kick, 400,000 goes to hurricane relief, and then they split the other 400, so 200 to both of the students. And the dude nailed it. It was just and all he did was like, "Yeah, I played soccer. Whatever."
It was a boom.
Yeah, and apparently he has one picture on his Instagram, and his actual like Instagram photo is with him as a young age with a picture of Pat McAfee when he's still with the Colts. So it was with the kid that did it. So just a really cool story. Shout out to them with that. So
dude,
yeah. Hey,
Baltimore?
I know. Yeah, Baltimore. Joe Flacco or that $11,000 for the kicker doesn't go very well. Give it to Henry, which Henry just made $200,000. So you've got to.
I know we give shit to the Cowboys, but their kicker is a former MLS player.
Yeah, he was just sitting on his couch, just like, I can do that. And dude's just like kicking 64 yards like it's nothing.
Yeah, top 5, man.
Yeah, dude's nuts. All right, but that's all I've got for football. So let's move on to basketball.
I know it's Tish's favorite. He loves it so much.
Yeah,
I just don't want to chime in and ruin it.
our harmonizing is so good.
Well, you guys got your timing, and there's a little delay. So
yeah. As far as NBA, the Cavs winning streak has been snapped. The Celtics did it last night. They are playing in that stupid regular season tournament called the Cup, where the courts are which the fans don't give a shit, and the courts are ugly. That's my analysis of it, because if the players don't really care either. But there's another rookie sensation we have, and his name is Dalton Connect. He plays for the Lakers. And they came out, and people give crap to LeBron James because he lies a lot and people catch him on it. But he did, and after his post game, when they asked him about Dalton, who went off, he set the record for most threes by a rookie in this game last night. I think he had ended up nine 3-pointers. But he's at and LeBron's like, "I know y'all say I lie all the time, but I told you all last year I really liked him." And they finally did find the video of him being like, "I like this Dalton Connect." He was watching a game between Purdue and Tennessee, I think in the Elite Eight, and he was just like, Connect is going to be a problem. And he is. And so, yeah, Dalton Connect could be the rookie of the year, but it's very early in the season for that. But any other
all of the Connect jokes,
yeah,
Connect 4, with the connection, it's just gonna get so annoying. I can hear it.
I gotta get the take of our boy from the Florida Panthers to see what he would come up with for Connect.
Oh my god, something gold.
It would be.
He connected the dots with that one going through the net, or whatever the dumb shit was.
See, you're not as good as him. Don't even try.
No, I can never reach that level of
yourself, man.
I cannot reach that. Yeah, I can never reach that level of corniness and enthusiasm and off the top. I can never. I can't. That dude just got everything in nice little.
That's why Florida plays in the big bucks, man.
Yeah, my Miami Heat. they win and then they lose, and then they win and then they lose, and we just like to go back and forth with that. But they look like they're having fun, especially between Butler and Tyler Hero. They looked like they had some fun.
Yeah.
So,
Oklahoma City playing well.
Yep. Beat the Trailblazers today.
Yep.
9-99, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
it's
they're-
lost to the Spurs. We lost to the Mavericks. So yeah, we've had a couple, here or there. But
yeah, once Chet gets back and they're healthy, I think that's. I was expecting Oklahoma to have a really good run this year.
Yeah.
So as long as they stay, it's just staying healthy. Meanwhile, Tyrese Maxey is giving shit to Joel Embiid, saying that he's late to all the meetings. He just basically calling him out for being a bad teammate. So it's trouble in River City in Philadelphia with that. What's up, Justin? Yeah, you missed Tvshka trying to let us talk about the Chiefs losing to your belt full of Bills. So yeah,
I didn't see anything in the notes.
All right, Jeremy wins. Jeremy wins so far. Yep, connected to the rookie of the Okay. Yep. But in college basketball, Purdue lost last night to Marquette on the road. Which here's a weird obscure stat. This snapped the non-conference winning on the road winning streak of Purdue at 39. People are like, really? They had yes, but it was neutral. It was neutral sites that they've lost on, and so and obviously they probably lost at home. But this is the first time in 39 games that they actually went to an opposing team's arena and lost. First time in 39 games. That's kind of the streak there. Obviously, games are just getting kicked off. Going right now is a top 25 matchup. Illinois and Alabama are playing right now. Let me see if I can get a score pulled up. 86-77 right now. Alabama with 3:52 left in the second half, so they're probably going to hold on there. But who knows? It's still at least a decent amount of time. They're up by 9, but it looks like they got that kind of taken care of there. And then as far as on the female side, a couple of records, or at least one big record, has been broken today, which I alluded to earlier. But before we get to that, Juju, she's good at basketball, apparently. She's made it to 1,000 career points, surpassing Caitlin Clark as the fastest power forward player to do it. Obviously, I don't know if she's going to catch Caitlin in that all-time scoring, but who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
She's only a sophomore.
Yeah, she's technically still can do it, even though we'll see what the money is with how the WNBA shakes out with that. But yeah, she's only a sophomore. She can do it. Paige Buchers becomes 4th in most 20-point games for a UConn player behind Maya Moore, Brianna Stewart, and Nafessa Collier. Reminder that she what?
Nafisa.
Always, my bad, Nafisa. I always say Nafessa with her. Reminder that she only played 89 games, whereas those in front of her have played around 160. So yeah, again, Paige Buchers, Juju. We've been saying it. If you've followed along with the show, those two are really good at basketball. Some other things about Paige here is also 282 points shy of 2,000, and if she reaches that milestone, she would become the first in UConn women's basketball history to reach 2,000 career points with a 50% shooting efficiency. And the big stat that broke today, which is no surprise, was eventually going to happen, but Gino Auriemma has become the all-time winning coach in NCAA basketball, surpassing Stanford's Tara Vanderveer. Sorry, I am just off today. Vanderveer, and obviously, and counting. Obviously, this isn't he's not calling it quits or anything like that. Obviously, other players were there. We will be, since it just broke before we went live, we're going to collect some other. So tune in next week. We're going to see if we can get some compilations of other former players like Brianna Stewart, Maya Moore, DT, have their thoughts. And then also there's a cool little video that they kind of did for Coach as well after the game for the accolade that he had. And guess what? Speaking about coaches that will probably catch Gino, South Carolina still winning.
Yeah.
They stay undefeated. And Asia was at the 95-44 South Carolina win against Eastern Carolina. So Dawn Staley. If someone's going to be next up to beat that record, it's probably going to be Dawn Staley. My guess. All right. But that's all I've got for basketball. Anything else before we move on?
Just that Gino and Dawn Staley, they're great coaches. Like, there's not really much you can say about that.
Yeah.
They stay winning.
Yeah, they stay winning. And speaking about staying winning, the WNBA, as far as professional leagues, we've got another one that we talked about before with the 3v3 that they're doing down in Orlando.
Miami.
Correct? Miami.
Miami.
See, I got the right state. I'm just all over the place with that. But still, you take it away because I'm way off right now.
Yeah. So we got Unrivaled, the 3v3 league that's here in Miami. It's going to start up in January. But we have here the coaches have been revealed. And also, today they did a draft, and we're going to show a video that's going to show like how the draft worked and how they were then assigned teams. So it was a really interesting way that they did it. But first up, we got Phil Handy coaching Mist Basketball Club. Most recently an assistant with the Lakers. He won 3 NBA championships as an assistant, 2016 with the Cavs, 19 with the Raptors, 20 with the Lakers. Then we got our girl, Teaspoon, coaching Vinyl BC. I don't know if you can hear the fireworks going off in my house, but that's what's the background if you hear any noise there.
That, not a mortar attack.
Right? Big smile when I saw that she was going to be part of this. New York Liberty legend and 1988 Olympic gold medalist as a player, assistant coach to the Pelicans from 2020 to 2023, and she was the head coach of the Chicago Sky for 2024. We have a link down below of a video of us talking about her firing there and like how we felt, mostly how I felt about it. Then we got Nola Henry. She's coaching Rose BC, currently an assistant coach with the LA Sparks. We got Adam Harrington coaching Phantom BC. He was an assistant to the Nets from 2016 to 2022. DJ Sackman coaching Lunar Owls. Apparently he has his own website and he trains professional athletes when it comes to basketball. So I didn't find him having any really coaching experience, but it'll be interesting to see like a trainer now being a coach. And then we got Andrew Wade coaching Laces BC, currently a player development assistant coach for the Washington Mystics. So those are our coaches. Before we go forward to the team and how the draft works, any coach that you're excited for, does it make you pick your team more based on these coaches before we go to the players?
I mean, obviously Teaspoon. I mean, it's Teaspoon there, but I just like the guy who was like, we know nothing about that person. Let's see if they're good.
Right. And he's a trainer. He must be very respected to be given a head coaching job there. Yeah. But let's throw it to the video to explain how the draft worked earlier this morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time.
You're good.
Biggest things Unrivaled fans want to know is what team their favorite player is going to be on. So here's how we're going to select the rosters for our 6 basketball clubs. Players will be divided into 6 pods. Pod A, B, C, D, E, and F. From there, our 6 head coaches will work together and begin assigning one player from each pod to one of the 6 clubs. As they work through each pod, they will be looking to create the most equal and competitively balanced rosters possible, while also looking for exciting player combinations that you, the fans, want to see play together. The key here is each coach won't know which team is theirs until after all the clubs are set, so they have to make sure the players are distributed evenly. By the end of it, we'll see the reveal of the 6 basketball clubs and their head coach. Which players do you want to see playing together on Unrivaled? And just remember, nothing's off limits.
Well, there you go. They had literally picked the teams before the coaches had to pick it, so they had to make sure that all the teams were fair. They even had like a 30-minute deliberation to make sure that they agreed with all of the teams, before going forward and then being assigned a team. So unfortunately, we don't have the unification of Teaspoon and Angel Reese, but let's go over these teams here. So first up, we got I'm gonna go vinyl. I did that first here. So we got Arike Gumbawale. She's an NCAA champ with Notre Dame. We got Ryan Howard. She was the first overall pick in the draft in 2022, Rookie of the Year in 2022, and a bronze medalist in the 3v3 in Paris. Got Aaliyah Boston, first overall pick in 2023 and Rookie of the Year in 2023. Jordan Canada, who's two-time champ with Seattle Storm. Ray Burrell, and then we got Derek Hamby. She was one-time champ with the Las Vegas Aces and a bronze medal at the Paris 3v3. So we got some 3v3 people from the U.S. on this team. This is Teaspoon's team. Any thoughts about vinyl?
Obviously, I'm still looking over the other stuff, but I mean, Arike, as far as I think she should have gotten on the Olympic team, in my opinion. But I mean, with Arike, Ryan, and Aaliyah, that's a pretty good starting three right there.
And then Derek Hamby in there too.
Yeah. So definitely solid roster.
Solid roster for Teaspoon there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know where Boston and Canada is. I'm trying to Google. I can't find Burrell, Hamby, or definitely not Umbawale. I'm not sure where that is on the map, but
put him.
Those are people's names.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And let's see if I have it here out of order. I did have it out of order here. When we go to Mist Basketball Club, we got the Gold Mamba herself, Jewel Lloyd. She's a two-time champ with the Las Vegas Aces, Rookie of the Year in 2015, and a two-time gold medalist in Tokyo and Paris. We got Dejanay Carrington. She won Most Improved Player in 2024. We got Stewie. She has so many accolades. We're only going to give a few here. Three-time champ with Seattle and New York. First overall pick in 2016. Rookie of the Year 2016. Four-time NCAA champ with UConn. And three-time gold medalist in Rio, Tokyo, and Paris. Then we got Courtney Vandersloot, two-time champ with Chicago and New York. And she has her number 21 retired at Gonzaga. Got Rakia Jackson. And then we also got Aaliyah Edwards here, who's a two-time Olympian with Canada. Speaking of Canada,
I mean, obviously, if that Caitlin Croatia was drafted, Tvshka would be all over that one.
Right.
But it's Stewie, man. It's like it's hard.
This team is dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. That is for sure. Got a lot of accolades on this team, but I don't know. We'll see how the cohesion is. Obviously, Stewie, as far as you compare her to Enrique, Ryan, and Leah, as far as that's probably who's going to be the starters for vinyl. Stewie's probably going to be the best player in the league, my guess. So, but I mean,
and she's got her New York teammate there and Sloot with her. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think you can tell who the better player is by how darker their shadows are in the image. Just looking through it. On the next slides, even you'll see it too. But we'll go Mamba and Stewie for sure. I like this Sloot combo that you're talking about. I mean, we're going to see, how much of that symbiotic relationship or how simpatico they are, and if that's the leaders of that locker room because of it, everybody jumping on board with them, or if that's going to cause any friction. But love it.
Then we go on here to Rose Basketball Club. We got the point guard, Chelsea Gray. She's a three-time WNBA champ with the LA Sparks and the Las Vegas Aces, and two-time gold medalist in Tokyo and Paris. We got Kalia Copper there. She was a champ with the Chicago Sky and gold medal in Paris. We got now the 305 Barbie. She's gone from Bayou to Chicago to now the 305. Everyone knows she was an NCAA champ with LSU. And we got Slime there, Brittany Sykes, Lexi Hall, and Azura Stevens. Lexi Hall is an NCAA champ with Stanford, and Azura was a champ with the Chicago Sky. So no longer on the same team as Kalia, but she did win a championship with her in Chicago. So we got some former teammates on here. Your guys' thoughts?
I wonder how many rebounds a game Adel's going to have.
Yeah.
Because it's a different type of league. So
right.
I just wonder, if she's just gonna just walk out there, just gonna give her 15 rebounds and call it a day. Like I don't.
Well, that's if she takes 15 shots.
Yeah.
15 rebounds.
I think she's gonna lay it up better. Okay, she's gonna lay it up better. Yeah, she's got to work on that 37% from layups.
Hey, she still would have been the leading rebounder even if you took away all her missed shots.
I'm aware, but that is weird.
But also, you definitely want to improve that percentage. You want that to be a high percentage shot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think everybody would rather have points than rebounds, but again, point guard having the darkest shadows of the animation.
And with the point guard, I'm just excited to see all of her passes. She's so good with her assists and all the no-look passes. That's going to be my favorite part, is any pass that she gives to anyone on this team. I'm just going to have a great time. There's going to be definitely a bunch of compilations of this by the end. I'm sure of it, of her just being ridiculous in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Chelsea Gray is nice.
Yeah, she's nice. Definitely.
So yeah, you heard it here first. Based on Tvshka's analysis, his two favorite superheroes would have to be Batman and Spawn because they live in the shadows. So that's all I've got for random comic book references when it comes to
those are not bad picks, bud.
No, they're awesome.
They're definitely two of the best comic adaptation movies.
Spawn, it started off hot.
Spawn was great. Spawn was awesome.
It started off. Okay.
Going on to our next team, and this is where we have a little fun here because there's a wild card on this team. We don't know who it is. Apparently, 2 wild cards were put out, so another team has a wild card, and the team itself now has to go recruit another player. So this player has not been added in, allegedly, or anything. So we don't know who this and the other wild card is. We'll find out, I guess, on the first game day. For
Charlie Day. Wild card, bitches.
Wild card.
Because I got the brake line. Wild card.
But on Phantom BC, we got Jackie Young. She was the first overall pick in the draft in 2019, 2-time champion with Las Vegas Aces, NCAA champ with Notre Dame, a gold medalist in the 3x3 in Tokyo, and a gold medalist in Paris for the regular team. We got Marina Mabry. She was an NCAA champ with Notre Dame as well. So we got a lot of Notre Dame people throughout the teams of they all won together on that 1 year with Notre Dame. But we got Sato Sabali. She's an Olympian with Germany. Tiffany Hayes, 2-time NCAA champ with UConn, 3x3 Olympian in Paris, but not for the United States, for Azerbaijan. And then we got Brittany Griner. She was the first overall pick in the draft in 2013. She's champion with Phoenix Mercury, NCAA champ with Baylor, 3-time gold medalist in Rio, Tokyo, and Paris. So what do you think of this team and the possibility of a wild card?
Well, if they add Caitlin Clark somehow, then I really like the team. But so far, I mean, Jackie Young and Brittany Griner, it's a good 1-2 combo to have there. And then obviously Marina Mabry, she's no relation, as we said before, but she's a natural scorer, so she kind of complements Jackie and BG very well there. But I also like the way they kind of rounded it out with Tiffany. But we'll see how Charlie Day does on this team.
Right. And speaking of wild cards, this team also has a wild card. This is the Lunar Owls Basketball Club. We got Skylar Diggins-Smith. She was on the gold medal winning team in Tokyo. We got Alicia Gray, with NCAA champ with South Carolina, gold medal in Tokyo for the 3x3. Nafisa Collier, NCAA champ with UConn, 2-time gold medalist in Tokyo and Paris. Natasha Cloud, she was a champ with the Washington Mystics, but she's been low key like really, really good for Phoenix recently. Unfortunately, Phoenix not doing as good in these last few years, but that's for reasons. And then we got Shakira Austin, and again, wild card.
Mm-hmm. This team, right? But I don't. Skylar, as far as the other point guards, Skylar's definitely probably the lesser of the ones that we probably listed. She's still really good. I mean, it's no offense to that, but I mean, Nafisa, I expect Nafisa and Alicia to really be the focal point of this team.
Yeah, and definitely she's named Queen Fee right there. Nafisa is gonna definitely be the leader on this team, and it'll be fun to watch. Then we got who I said was my favorite like logo. It's the Laces Basketball Club. And we got Kelsey Plum, first overall pick in the 2017 draft, two-time champ with Las Vegas Aces, gold medalist in the 3x3 in Tokyo, gold medal in Paris, and her number 10 is retired by Washington. Kayla McBride, who she was part of the Minnesota team that was at the finals. She's called McBuckets for a reason because she's a bucket. We got AT, Alyssa Thomas, gold medal in Paris. We got Courtney Williams, Kate Money Martin there. She's definitely going to be a favorite for some people on this team. And then Stefani Dolson, she was a champ with Chicago Sky, two-time NCAA champ with UConn, and a gold medalist in the 3x3 in Tokyo. So
did Kate Martin also show up to this draft just in support of her other teammates, and then she got drafted?
Right. But thoughts on the Laces?
I mean, it's Kelsey Plum, so I'll let Tvshka give his thoughts.
I mean, these are the darkest shadows we've seen. So hands down, this is the best fucking team.
Is this your team?
Yeah. Spaces Laces, baby. Let's go. But no, I love the fact that they lean into the nicknames a lot more, especially with their marketing. That just kind of, to me, that adds a little bit of more character and kind of, I don't know, just a little more fun to this. So
give that more street ball feel to it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, almost the N1 mixtape tour. And you know what? I mean, and all these ladies are gonna fucking kill it. So that's what I want to see. You mentioned it before. I mean, behind the back passes and everything from the point guard. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a good one. Lace is gonna win though. Yeah.
Definitely, like if we're going on like favorite logo and some like. I really like the Laces a lot. If we're going off of who I think is the most stacked, it's the Mist, definitely for me. If we're going on like what coach I want to win, that's Vinyl with Teaspoon. But yeah, each team is going to be a lot of fun to watch. I haven't really fully picked. I think I might have picked the Laces, but I haven't really fully picked. Who do you guys think right now? You can change your answers later on who's your team.
Yeah, you can miss me with that one.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like the roster of the Vinyl with Enrique and Howard and Boston. I don't know. I really like Boston's rookie year. She had an amazing rookie year, and with her in the Fever, and I just like her trajectory, and I'm interested to see because I just think Howard's at perfect 2 to Enrique's point to Aaliyah Boston hold down the paint. I like those three, and obviously the rest of with Canada and Burrell and Hamby. I mean, they're great compliments. So I really like that roster of just if you want a pure point guard, you've got Enrique. If you want a good number 2, Howard's the one to do it. If you want a good middle person, Boston. Yeah, like I did that. I want to say middleman, but I'm just used to middle woman.
You can still say middleman.
Yeah, I'm just so used to saying middleman. But yeah. Anyway, but yes, that's where I'm with the Vinyl. I just like that roster. I think it's very complimentary.
Yeah, the wild card. I like that idea. And Jeremy Miller says so too in the chat, saying a wild card looks like a good idea. Keeps them on their toes. And it's a really good marketing ploy as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have so much content building up to it. For the reveal.
Who's going to be on the team?
Exactly. Oh my God. It's going to be select A, B, C, or D, Calling out a vote.
Oh my God, that's Diana Taurasi's music.
Oh my God, I would fucking die.
Dude. I mean, bring it in. Like, let's have some fucking fun with this league.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna get paid, which is really ultimately what this is about.
Some of them more than their WNBA contracts.
Exactly, because it's like, hey, you all are great. You're not getting paid what you're worth. Let's create a whole nother league, so that way we can better market it. We can continue this hype train. Because it is building and it's just going to keep going up. But man, to me, the Phantom, that's my second choice because I mean they've got pretty good champs on there.
Yep.
But then also that Notre Dame connection. But I mean everybody's got somebody from UConn, which is incredible. But I don't know who's that third one going to be, or not the third, but the wild card.
Well, they might not be able to represent Notre Dame because this weekend Notre Dame football is playing Army, and they just beat Navy at the beginning earlier in the season. So to beat Army, we're gonna have to deport them. So they can no longer claim Notre Dame after beating our armed forces.
Okay,
we're back-to-back World War champs, so we can't beat 22 dudes from Notre Dame. Just saying, guys, pick your game, set your game up.
That's the clap from Rudy.
I think me and Tvshka are just gonna walk it out.
Fuck yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Go Army, beat Notre Dame. Yeah.
I'm loving it though. I'm loving this league already. Excited to see a lot more content from it.
Mm-hmm. And when does it start again? So
this starts in January, I believe on the 17th. They already had all their schedule out. They're gonna be playing on Fridays, I think Mondays and Tuesdays or something like that. Don't quote me on it. I know for sure they're playing on Fridays, though, on TNT.
On TNT, yep. Oh, and speaking about that, TNT, apparently inside the NBA, that show is being picked up by ESPN after this year. So might not be the end of Charles and Shaq and all them, but just I don't think it's going to be the same. They won't let them. I think they're going to have more of a. They're going to kind of censor them a little bit more, and that's not
who's picking it up.
ESPN.
Yeah.
And then Linda's just going to have all of them on there, and then Stephen A. Smith's going to come on there and just. It's like no, the four of them are the reason we watch. It's not anyone else. It's the four of them.
And last, real quick, we did have the WNBA Draft Lottery. The Dallas Wing get the first pick in the 2025 WNBA Draft, aka. Per page Bugers. Their LA Sparks got the second, Sky, the Chicago third, and Washington Mystics have the fourth. And I just copied and pasted this from an article, but it says Bugers likely lands in Dallas as number 1 overall pick in 2025. However, USC's Kiki Irfan has a say to be the number 1 pick, as well as depending on how college season plays out. Other top prospects could include Notre Dame's Olivia Miles, UConn's AZ Fudd, UCLA's Janiyah Barker, LSU's Anisha Morrow, and Dominique Malonga from France.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm interested to see where Haley Van Lith goes after this year as well.
She
had a really good game a couple of days ago. She had like 15 assists, or I don't know, it was a lot of assists she had. So she had a really good game.
That's all I got for basketball.
All right, well, let's move on to some novelty acts. Apparently, if you can call it a fight, I call it stealing money. That was the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight, which, according to records, Jake Paul has more wins in AT&T Stadium than the fucking Cowboys. So, Tvshka, you take it away, because it's just the fact that I had to say Jake Paul's name more than once, it just you go.
But does he appear? Jake Paul. No, didn't work. I think you're just sick of hearing about Jerry World.
That's mainly it.
A lot of people are not. They didn't really get to see much because Netflix had some streaming issues.
Yep.
Yeah. It was something. I watched it at the casino. I got off work. I had worked there the whole day. There was hype on the whole thing. Everybody. Here's the thing. This was a spectacle. This was an event. This was overhyped as a sporting event and a true competition. But, dude, I mean, Jake Paul and everybody else that was involved, kudos to you all on pulling Ocean's 11 heist.
Getting that money.
Everybody's attention on everybody's social media and pocketbook, because I mean, tickets to this were not cheap, and you had a lot of celebrities, which may have been comped and shit of that nature just to get them in the building. But the undercard fights were actually pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
The first one that I kind of heard of, and sorry, I don't have like names and everything in front of me, but it was a draw, which I could definitely tell from the crowd's reaction as I was listening to it. Not everybody was excited about that because, just kind of maybe looked like a little bit of a hug fest. They got to a draw. The women's bout was definitely loud. And even though there was a final ruling on that one, it seemed like the crowd actually were in favor of the other. Mm-hmm. But then, for the Tyson Paul fight, I made so much fucking hype and build up. Good God. Yeah. Like, for them to not deliver on the action part, God bless America, man. I mean, it was so much content, and everybody's like, hey, is the fight started yet? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think so, but I've heard them say their name like 1,000,000 times. And, then one person even was going to get a vehicle and was like, the fight's about to start. I was like, it's still in the women's one, the one before it. But okay, yes, ma'am. So, and an hour later, they finally fought. Tyson's just, I mean, if he was truly giving it his best, he just doesn't have it. I mean, he looked gassed, and I even called, told people that he's got to get it done in 3 rounds, or he's not gonna be able to last. Mm-hmm. And that's just just for anybody. But I mean, he lasted the whole fight. It came to a final decision in favor of Paul, but you could just tell Jake was kind of not toying with him, but like pulling back quite a bit on that. And hardly any punches landed, and it was just one of those things that everybody was cheering for Mike Tyson. A lot of people put money on it. Sports betting was a little bit all over the place because the day of, a lot of states pulled their sports betting on it, which to me, and everybody else, looks like it means that is not an actual contest. Like, hey, this isn't like you can't bet on movies. Because it's not fair. Like, there's a script.
The weird thing is, I saw like videos of them training beforehand, and Mike Tyson had so much more energy in those videos. Now, it could be like he did that for like 30 seconds, then for 4 hours was relaxing, and then it for another 30 seconds, and then they just clipped that all together. But he had so much more energy, was going faster in those videos. So that's why I was like, oh, this might be a good fight. Because like before that, I'm like, oh, this is so staged. He's almost 60 years old. Like, this is going to be weird. I don't want to see someone who like used to be on top get like taken out to pasture, basically. So that's what I was hoping not to happen. But when I saw those videos, I was like, oh, this might be a good fight. And then when you watch, like, there was like one moment where Tyson like kind of knocked the crap out of him in his face, Jake Paul. And then after that, it was nothing. It was the most boring fight I've ever seen. So yeah, not really worth it. But we do have a fun little thing here of this is what it looked like. Oh, sorry. Pressed the wrong thing. But this is what it looked like here. Pretty much was just Netflix loading and some Mike Tyson ass.
Yep. Yeah, because they did a kind of like a pregame interview, and Mike Tyson says, "I love you," and kisses his son, and then it pans away as he walks, and even lowers to see the flat clapped cheeks of Mike Tyson, man, and that's what it looked like. Yep. I mean, I never thought I'd say this, but I've got a better ass than Tyson, man, and I feel good today.
Yeah, and this is also with the buffering and stuff like that. Now, granted, they had like 60 million people trying to stream this at once. This was the first big thing. And also just to kind of with Netflix, yes, it was a disappointment in that situation as far as the tech and their servers and all that, because starting in January, WWE Monday Night Raw is going to be streaming on Netflix going forward. So now, granted, I don't expect 60 million people to try and watch WWE Raw.
100.
Sorry, 100 million. But I still don't expect even 20 million to be watching, just streaming Netflix all at once for Raw. So, but that when you saw that, you're just like, crap, they better get their shit together, because here in about a month and a half, you're gonna be streaming. You just paid $5 billion to WWE to get the rights to Raw. You better step your game up and make sure that stuff works.
I mean that's cute, but it's still wrestling, bud. The big thing they need to worry about is the NFL. They got the Chiefs game. They got the Steelers game.
Yeah.
They've got Baltimore Ravens game. They got, I think,
Beyonce at halftime.
Beyonce at halftime.
Oh yeah,
against Houston. So that's the one that they really are going to get another test. It's definitely not going to be 100 million.
No.
Maybe 20, 30. It's good that you think wrestling gets like 10, like over like 2 million views.
No, it's like 1.5, dude. But I'm just saying.
No, it's gonna grow. I'm just throwing shade at you and Justin in the chat.
Yeah, but
speaking of Justin here,
yeah,
we got Justin said, I saw the fight. Disappointment. The women's match earlier in the night was better, despite the winner headbutting her opponent twice. Best fight on the card. And then we got Jeremy Miller saying this event was advertised as entertainment product for non-boxing matches, but the other matches felt like actual boxing.
Yeah, and to give a credit to those individuals, of course, you had the headliner in Jake Paul defeating Mike Tyson, but the undercard for the women's fight, Katie Taylor defeated by unanimous decision for some reason Amanda Serrano, and a lot of people were saying Serrano looked like the better fighter in that. And then you had Mario Barrios ending in the split draw, and he was the champion, so I believe he retained the belt. Versus Abel Ramos. So there's some other smaller ones, but those were really the big one.
Yeah,
there was paying attention to. But very very astute, Jeremy. Those felt like real fights, and it's like, all right, cool. It's like, oh, we just switched sports. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
This turned into Celebrity Deathmatch.
Right.
I miss that show.
Yeah.
With that, but
anything else on that?
No, that's all. Just the one note to show slide.
Well, I guess we'll go to kicking and screaming some soccer. The men won.
Yay!
2 games.
We did the thing.
We did a thing. Yay!
USA.
So we got the U.S. beating Jamaica 1-0 in Kingston on a very terrible pitch. But they did it. Pochettino run away in CONCACAF, something our boys have struggled to do for a very long time. They only like to win on U.S. soil sometimes. But they actually were able to win in Jamaica, which that was cool to watch. It was a pretty mixed game from our boys. We got an early goal and rode the win out. There's some bright spots from each player, but it kind of looked like the boys were like, I just don't want to hurt myself on this pitch. So there wasn't a lot of going full out. Same with Jamaica. A lot of those Jamaican players, they play in Europe and England. Some of them are English themselves. They kind of all look like we don't want to hurt ourselves. So we're not going to play to full power, but it was still a good match to watch. But we go to our first goal here. We got Ricardo Pepi got the start at striker, and he scored in the 5th minute.
Yep. How about here?
Really slowed the counter-attack. Tony Cardoso's ball through the middle. Pulisic slides it in towards Ricardo Pepi! And it's Pepe's goal inside the first 5 minutes!
Pepe. First 5 minutes. Good start for the new coach going on there. So, all right.
And we had OptaJack tweeted out that with this goal tonight, goal from Ricardo Pepi, he is the 4th player to score 12 goals for the USMNT before turning 22 years old. He joins Landon Donovan, Josie Altidore, and Christian Pulisic.
Nice.
But Next up, USMNT gave up a penalty with a few mistakes by our players. Joe Scally, our starting right back right now because Serginho Dest has been out with injury. He gives the ball away. Mark McKenzie tries to get the ball back, but was too kind of like soft getting into the ball, so not much happened. If he would have really went in fully with the tackle, he would have been able to save that there. And then Matt Turner kind of just trips the guy without touching the ball at all. So penalty in the box. But let's watch. Matt Turner saving the guy.
Not wrong about the pitch.
Gray against Turner to level it, and Matt Turner comes up huge with the save to keep it 1-0.
He redeemed himself. He made the mistake, and then he was able to redeem himself there.
Yeah, but you're not wrong. That pitch looks terrible.
Yeah. Even looking at some of the highlights for the most recent game, it's still bad.
Yeah.
And then we got Mason Holgate got a second yellow in the 86th minute, so he was shown a red card and was basically not able to play in the second game in St. Louis. There was a record broken in this game. Let's show this clip here. Tim Ream. He's old.
I've got a what's going on here. Is that the right clip?
That is not the correct clip.
Okay. That's why I was asking, because I didn't think it was right. I got it.
Perfect.
By the way, Justin said Ross should be fine. But yeah, just
I know.
And you guys buried the lead earlier, but definitely watch these guys on Ruckus Wrestling each Thursday night.
Well, tomorrow we'll be there.
Became the other night. You're the oldest field player for the U.S. since 1998. I feel like I always ask you this, but do you feel old yet?
No, definitely not. I think it definitely helps coming in, sitting next to these guys here who are 24, 25, 26, and listening to them and just having conversations with them. But no, I still feel young. I feel great. Still feel like I can play at least 2 to 3 more years.
And
nice.
This man, he is 37 years old. So I'm gonna throw it over.
He's a spring chicken.
Chicken. Throw it over to Josh first on this win in Jamaica and Reem being old.
Well, the fact that him being that old and still can do it at a high level gives inspiration to all of us old fuckers, as far as that's concerned. But no, I mean, this is exactly the start we were hoping to see with the new manager. Again, how do you pronounce his name?
Mauricio Pochettino.
Yep, what she said. So, Pochettino. But it's a great start for Pochettino. Obviously, it's Jamaica. But we've seen the past with the other regime where we would get destroyed by Panama. So
we almost lost to Jamaica, and it was an own goal that saved us last year against Jamaica.
Yeah. So it's just, but you can just tell. Looking at the highlights and stuff, we're just playing just a different mentality, and that's all we wanted to see this game. The fact that we won and we did it without looking like you didn't come away being like. That we won, but it still doesn't feel right. Like this felt like, okay, we're heading in the right direction, and that's what I wanted to see.
When we go into continuing to head in the right direction, the U.S. men's national team beating Jamaica 4-2 in St. Louis. This game was a lot of fun to watch. We played really well in the first half. There was some tactical things that were very interesting that Pochettino has done with the team that really hasn't been done before. We have Jedi, who's a left back. He kind of was playing as a midfielder in this game, going kind of instead of having a back four, having a back three, and him going into the midfield. There, it was the most central I've ever seen Jedi before. Then we had Weah, instead of being on the right wing, he was on the left, and that allowed Pulisic, who usually is a winger, he was playing centrally as a 10 there. So it was interesting to see kind of Pochettino tinker with this team, put people in weird places, but that it kind of works out. And then so you have different options for God forbid if someone gets injured or something and you have to put someone in a position that they normally don't play in. Also, side note, Jamaica's kits were so fire. I want one. I don't know which player I want to pick, but I so badly was like, I'll represent Jamaica even though I want the U.S. to win because these kits, beautiful. But you guys want to watch some goals?
Let's watch some goals.
So we got first up, this one's not a goal. Tim Weah hits the post in the 3rd minute. He almost scores.
Teased us on that one.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm such a tease.
Yeah. Well, before you score, sometimes you gotta have a little foreplay. So.
Just bring that up real quick.
I mean, we tried to give you time.
Yeah. Well, no, it said remove on
Is down the left side. Weah with a little flick on into the path of Robinson. Lovely play from the US, and Tim Weah is all the way through. He rattles the post. It would have been the perfect start for the US. It would have been the
Man, that's so.
It would have been.
We were right there. Can we do it one more time? Everyone loves a slinky.
But going to real actual goals, Christian Pulisic scores in the 13th minute.
Yeah, here we go.
back. It's played out to the right side there for Weston McKennie. McKennie over the top. Lovely ball for Pulisic. It's Christian Pulisic. It's absolutely delightful.
Captain America scoring a goal. Looking good doing it, and he's really happy.
Is it freezing for you?
Yeah, it's frozen for me.
Oh, really? I can play it again.
Back.
Still frozen?
Played out to the right side there for Weston McKennie.
I'm not singing again.
McKennie over the top. Lovely ball for Pulisic. It's Christian Pulisic. It's absolutely
Okay, there's that.
So did Chip shot it, or I mean, did it clap against the goalie and just end up going?
Basically, kind of. We had that over instead of being on the ground in the air, kind of assist, and he just kind of just and just went over. Just boom. Hey, he did what he's supposed to do.
Still counts.
Hey.
Still counts.
And it might be better, man. It might be better than having to try to overdo yourself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, this next goal, it counts as an own goal for Jamaica for us, but we're still going to kind of count it as Pulisic's goal off of a Tanner Tessman dummy, which was like the fact that he's so young and he was just like, yeah, I'm a dummy this so that way Pulisic can score it in. Really cool here. Let's watch.
Weston McKennie towards the edge of the box, pulls it back for Tanner Tessman, lets it go to Pulisic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's 2-0 for the US.
That'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Weston McKennie towards the edge of the box.
Yeah, watch this dummy. Pretends to kick it in, but doesn't.
That's nuts. That is nuts. On that.
And we're going to take a little side note here because this is a fun little nugget about Tanner Tessman. Tanner Tessman had committed to play college football and also soccer for Clemson, but ended up signing a professional contract with FC Dallas in the MLS. So he even has a profile on the Clemson website. Nice. And it says there, personal, recruited to Clemson by Danny Pierman and Dabo Sweeney. Father PJ Tessman is a director of Dabo Sweeney's All-In Team Foundation, expected to enroll in Clemson in June 2020. He did not. He went to professional soccer. Go ahead.
He went ahead and made that money before it became legal. Now he really could have made that money at Clemson, but I'm pretty sure he's doing okay for himself.
And then side note, he's Dabo Sweeney's godson.
Mm-hmm.
But he played really well this game. And he also, a little nugget there, he was the captain of the U.S. team in the Olympics. Because on the men's side, as I've said before, it's a U23 tournament. I believe he himself is 22, around that age. So, but he was the captain there. So showing a little bit now in the senior team. So I got high hopes for this kid. But going back over to scoring, Ricardo Pepi scores in the 42nd minute, continuing his scoring streak. He scored in 3 games in a row now for us. So let's watch Pepe.
Pepe.
In the air, drops towards Ware. Now Robinson. This is Pepe. Pepe can turn. Pepe will shoot, and it's a goal once
nice.
Again.
Round the corner.
Pepe. What a runner!
What's a runner for Ricardo Pepe?
Now, one thing, he's been scoring goals, which is great. Other than the goal, he didn't really do much in this game. But if he plays poorly but ends up scoring goals for us, if that's what he does every time he plays, I'll take it.
Yeah. That pro outweighs the other stuff.
Exactly. Next up, we don't actually have this goal because Twitter was not being fun in giving the goal there. But Damari Gray scores for Jamaica in the 53rd minute. But going back over to the U.S., Tim Weah, he missed that, hit the posts. But then he ended up getting his goal. He scores in the 56th minute.
Yeah.
Right to the right, the space hit for Yunus Musa. Musa with the ball in towards Weah at the back.
Face plant.
Weah draws it
Optimistic.
It's an emphatic finish from Tim Weah. It's 4-1.
Kind of rocketed that thing in.
Yeah, he did. That was a nice ball.
Right to the right, the space hit.
I just like to point out freaking Pulisic just what? That's just weird.
Yeah. Excuse me while I kiss the scram.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good thing. All right.
That still has me cracking up there. Twitter did have Damari Gray's second goal, so he scored both goals for Jamaica, the second one in the 68th minute.
All the way out to the left side here. Pushed forward there by Bell. Cephas racing towards the edge of the area. Joe Scally doing the defending. Cephas cuts it in. Very good save from Tournament.
That's pretty
Gotta shore up that defense, man. Gotta shore up that defense. But that was a good move. I got to give it to the guy. I mean, that was a good move. Great save, but you got to get the rebounds sometimes. So.
Mm-hmm. And Brandon Vasquez, he subbed in for Pepe late in the game, and he had 2 separate chances that he kind of didn't take, and that's been pretty much these last few times that he's subbed in. Granted, like, he subbed in late, but you got to take the chances that you're given, and he hasn't done that as of late. So I hope that he does it soon because I like him as a player, and he plays really good for Monterrey in Liga MX, so I would like him to be more on our depth chart and get invited into camp, even if he doesn't play so much. But to go to a fun moment, Josie Altidore, he was at this game. He was with the Ultras. He was banging the drums. Let's watch.
Yeah, good old Josie.
Josie Altidore! Josie Altidore! Josie Altidore! Josie Altidore!
And it pretty much just continues.
But no, I always liked Josie's game, and he was kind of a flash in the pan because he was like either he was the best player on the pitch or he was just it was non-existent. It was just weird about like Josie. Joe's very much an up and down career, but he was still fun to watch.
I'm gonna throw this one over to Tvshka. Your thoughts on basically the U.S. just winning twice against Jamaica?
About time, man. Senka is dead. We crushed him. But no, I mean, you know me. I'm a fair weather soccer fan, and the weather is very fair right now, even though it wasn't in Jamaica. I mean, even with the final game, you could see that pitch was a little sloshy, and there was water all over the camera on all those shots too. So you don't like that, but hey, that's just like your opinion, man. It's just like that's all you can do. Like play through the elements and get to the next round, which we end up doing.
Mm-hmm. What was funny is Casey Keller. He's a former goalkeeper for the U.S. men's national team. He now is a pundit, and on one of the shows he was just like, yeah, whenever we played in Jamaica, I was hoping not to be downwind because if I had got tested for a drug test after that or in the next game, like some stuff was gonna come up. So anytime they show the Jamaican fans when they went over the first game and they just showed them in the stands, they were having a ball. They were dancing. They had drums. They had trumpets. I was just like, I want to be there. I want to party with the Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, hey, shout out to the U.S. men's national team. They did something in Miami didn't do in the playoffs. Win 2 games. Misery loves company, so I'm bringing everyone down with me.
But you could have just waited because Tvshka's team lost, and we're going to talk NWSL playoffs.
Yeah.
But okay. They didn't spend $1 gajillion on their team like Dallas and Inter Miami did.
Yeah. And Misery loves company, but it also does not need any explanation.
No.
But also, almost forgot, before we go to NWSL, last thing about the U.S. men's national team, this was an international window. That means international teams from all over the world were playing, some in World Cup qualifiers, some in friendlies, some in made-up tournaments like the Nations League. But Landon Donovan, fun fact, he had been the sole assist leader for any international player since they've started keeping records. And Messi just tied him. So think about that. An American was at the top in a soccer record, which doesn't happen anywhere else other than in women's football and women's soccer. But we got this picture here. Messi did it in 191 games. Landon only did it in 157.
Someone's a ball hawk.
I mean, it means he's passing the ball and letting other people score, though.
Yeah, just trying to find a reason to give crap to Messi for just because Donovan did it in such fewer games. No, that's really cool. That's a crazy stat of that. Landon Donovan is now synonymous with Messi.
Right. But now we go into NWSL playoffs, and we got some awards here, and we got first teams and second teams chosen by first team. We had goalkeeper and Katrin Berger of Gotham FC, Jenna Nice-Wonger of Gotham FC. She's also on the U.S. Women's National Team. Kaylee Kurtz of North Carolina Courage, Emily Sams of Orlando Pride, also part of the U.S. Casey Kruger of Washington Spirit, also part of the U.S. Midfielders, Marta of Orlando, Cora Bethune of Washington Spirit, also on the U.S. Trinity Rodman of Washington Spirit, also on the U.S. And then forwards, we have Temwa Chawinga of KC Current, Barbara Banda of Orlando Pride, and Sophia Smith of the Portland Thorns, also of the U.S. You guys can go look up the second team. I'm not going to read all the names there, but we got some best first and best second, and both your girls were on the best 11, the first team. So you guys are tied there again.
Well, both my
I mean, one's still.
Well, yeah, technically both yours. You got your girl Temwa up there.
Yeah, the top 3. Look at that. They're at the top because they're the best. Not that mid-tier shit.
One's still playing. Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Really? Yeah. Oh my gosh, because it's totally on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's one person on the team. Okay,
that's how it works.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Good to know.
Don't worry about the other 10.
Somebody else on her team's carrying her.
Don't worry about the other 10. It's all about one.
Going on to some more awards. Croy Bethune was named Rookie of the Year. She's also on the U.S. Women's National Team. Seb Hines was named Coach of the Year. He is the coach for the Orlando Pride. So when you almost go undefeated, you only lost 2 games this year, you kind of win Coach of the Year. And then we have Goalkeeper of the Year and Katrin Berger of Gotham.
Yep, congratulations.
But then going on to the games, we have Washington Spirit beat Gotham FC on penalties. Esther scored for Gotham in the 56th minute. We will watch this next goal, so we're because it's an American scoring goals. So typically, if it's anyone else, we're not really watching it. If you want to watch those, watch our bracket bitches where we literally play all the goals and all the moments. But Hal Hirschfeld ties the game in stoppage time, so that way they can go to penalties. So let's watch.
Just wraps both of her arms around her, brings her down, and that'll be Morris that stands over this on this near side. You've got Rodman, you've got Hirschfeld, Kruger on that far side, all targets on this delivery. Morris with a free kick and the equalizer in stoppage time for Washington Spirit. And
Gotham had it until the moment.
I mean, shout out to Trinity Rodman. She called the play. It's great coaching. Great coaching. That's why she's there.
Funny enough with this, the assist and the goal scorer both went to Clemson. Speaking of Clemson still. So they tweeted out Tiger to Tiger with this goal. So I guess Clemson, good week. And then, yeah, unfortunately, before going into the penalties, this even happened before Hal Hirschfeld's goal. Bruhinia gets a second yellow in the 101st minute for Gotham. So they were able to keep it to a 1-1 tie. Even they were able to be up 1-0, even though they were down a man. So you can still use man, even though it's women playing.
Try not to get canceled. You can say whatever you want. I just got to make sure I'm not,
Gotham missed all three of their penalties. Aubrey Kingsbury technically saved all three of them, but all three weren't even great either, so that it made it much easier for Aubrey to save them. All credit to her. Saving a pen is still pretty freaking awesome. And Washington made all of theirs, so Washington now goes to their final.
We got spirit. Tune in to Bracket Bitches where you're going to see me do the We Got Spirit chant again.
Any thoughts on Washington and Gotham before I go to the next game?
I mean, Trina Robbins is the best there is, plain and simple. I don't care if she really doesn't get in the stats. Sometimes you don't need to be on the stat sheet to be an impactful player, as we know. So, I mean, I'm glad. I mean, Sophia can take notes that she was watching from home as Trinity Rodman won this game. Yeah, she can work on her coffee recipe there for the espresso. So, she's got time. She's got time. Trinity's on to bigger, better things. Trinity's ready to create some magic. You see what I did there?
I think Soph is hanging with her man in Arizona.
Yeah.
Well, she sure ain't playing.
Yeah, well, neither is Trinity. I mean, she's definitely embodies the what a spirit is, and it's something that you don't fucking see do shit because they're a fucking ghost, dude.
Hey, is she still playing? Is she still on the pitch?
She's on the pitch. She almost got into a fight.
I'm driving in a tunnel.
Who's her dad? Of course she's going to have... Of course she's going to get into it. She's going to get a little physical. So who's her dad? Come on.
Tvshka, you got to come back. We got to talk about your team.
Yes, you do. Come on. You got to join in.
Come back.
Come on. You gotta come back.
Sorry, I was driving.
I had to suffer through my roof falling off. You can suffer through your girls. Plus, we're gonna listen to your boy Tvshka.
I lost signal there. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're good.
Orlando Pride beat KC Current 3-2. Let's go to our favorite Kansas City soccer fan, other than Tvshka, Tvshka.
Here we go again. One is not enough. One is not enough. We saw it. We got them. We saw it. Okay. Not enough. So they're in the box now. They're going to find a cross. Tap in goal. 1-1. Fuck. I feel the momentum is going towards for Orlando, guys. I'm just going to be real.
And Banda posting up in the box. At the spot. That's how you do it. Get on the bandwagon.
Golaço.
Ai, fica de 4. Ai, fica de 4. Ai, e as novinha vai. Fica de 4.
Fucking golaço. I mean, that's the game. Holy fuck.
Marta's still good.
That's goal of the fucking year. That's literally goal of the season. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the fucking Josh Allen run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna show that run, but I was like, you know what? You're gonna have to stop.
That's right. We'll see it in the
ESPYs.
MVP race and all that shit. Yeah, as a good run, but just like with that one, it's only that good because the defense was that bad. I mean, whenever you're trying to arm tackle and just try to push over Josh Allen in that one, in this one, I mean, I don't know, like what. Did you oil up your shoes? I mean, are you like sliding around there? I mean, we're not playing in Jamaica. This isn't Kingston.
No.
Why are you falling on your ass? Come on, girls. Let's go.
They were trying to tackle. They were trying to tackle.
You're not playing on the field that the Green Bay Packers and Philadelphia Eagles did in Brazil. So
yeah.
But
it was bad.
On the bright side for Kansas City, Debinha is now tied third in all-time for goal leaders here. So we got Amy Rodriguez still holds the record with 6. Crystal Dunn has 5. Debinha is now up to 4, tied with Jess McDonald, Sam Ewis, and Lynn Williams. But your girl is scoring goals at least.
Oh yeah, no. Debinha's doing great. Tell me else the other one, right? I mean, she's really the one on the year that's going to get the MVP. So
she's going to get the goal.
like what 20 goals, like 5 or 10 ahead of other people, like
something
absolutely insane. So I mean,
breaking the record.
Yeah,
and Kansas, to give it to Kansas City, like this year they've had the most goals of any other team this year. Broke that record. Temwa breaking the record. So they had a really good team. Kansas City will still be spotlighted with the final. Unfortunately, Kansas City will not be playing, but it
just became the Raiders. Like, we'll host Super Bowls, but we won't play in them ever. So no, it's gonna be great though. I mean, the Holmes family and all the other investors, I mean, they did a great job in promoting, but I mean, really just investing in women's soccer and actually getting a facility specifically for their needs and everything, kind of built around that team and what it looks like, instead of it just being a generic arena that you trade off, between other people. Something specifically for that sport. So it's gonna be great. Fucking sucks, man. I mean, I love that we broke all the records. That's great, but it doesn't. Those don't count when it comes to the playoffs.
Right. True.
Right. Patriots. You can be undefeated the whole year. You don't get it done, and the Super Bowl doesn't matter.
What game do you want? Yeah. What game do you want to win the most? The last one.
Yeah. True.
So So for us to come so close.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I mean, it's great because it's just building a lot of that hype train for it. But goddamn, it just fucking sucks because it felt like it was in the books, like just kind of written, the story wise, and it just didn't.
It would have been a good story.
Yeah, it would have.
And we still have a great story now because Marta, it's her last year.
Mm-hmm.
She can win on her last year, and she's never been to the finals before in the NWSL, as great as a player as she is. So this could be like the final push, So I'm definitely rooting for her, even though I know Josh is rooting for her Spirit. So, but weird. I'm rooting for an Orlando team.
I know, but it's Marta. So I understand.
Marta. And let's watch that goal again because it's Marta.
It was so good.
Sorry, Tvshka.
Sharples. Banda. Put the pressure on. Marta. Into the box she goes. Marta. One move. Marta!
So good. She's so freaking good.
Fuck you, Marta.
She's the GOAT, man. She's the GOAT.
Yeah.
I mean, but at what point do you just take the penalty? Right? I mean, you see it in basketball. Hey, let's just foul them. We'll take the penalty. They got to shoot twice to make the same that you would have with an easy layup. I mean, is that a strategy in soccer? Can you do the same? Just take a slide and just
you're always trying to avoid it. You can take smart yellows, but you always take those outside of the box. Once they get in the box, you kind of really don't do shit there because penalties highly favor the kicker.
Yep.
It's rare when they're saved.
Well, we need to change the rules because that's bullshit.
Yeah, Tvshka, you're fine as long as you're out of the box. Yep, that's right. Call back to Nickelodeon show.
Yeah.
We do got a little special extra here. We're gonna go back to Kevin Show to speak about the other team in Kansas City, Sporting KC, and how they're looks like they're gonna have to do a lot of rebuilding because they're getting rid of some folks. Afterwards, we'll get some thoughts from Tvshka and on the rebuild.
Yeah.
Speaking about rebuilds, AT&T Stadium, Jerry. We need to rebuild that. I'm surprised. Thank you. Before I play this, thank you, Tvshka, for saying that they're like the Raiders and not the Dallas Cowboys of hosting everything except for the team that plays there. Yeah, I had to watch the Packers fucking win in AT&T Stadium. I had to listen to that from my family.
You sound like you're over it.
Yeah, definitely.
No, you say you don't care about MLS until your favorite players are gone. Sporting Kansas City announced their roster changes, and we lost Fonte, our Spanish boy. We also lost Tim Melia. We will never forget this moment. The only people celebrating are those freaking weirdos in Seattle, but we'll miss you, Timmy. An insane penalty stop for Timmy. You're unbelievable. We also lost Remy Voltaire. I will no longer say Viva la France. Viva la France. They got rid of Castellanos, Young Guns, Ozzy, Danny. And really, what hurts the most, and my favorite player, our Scottish king, Johnny Russell. Dress better than anyone in this league, I'll tell you this right now. That means change. I mean, we were awful. We were bad. Jesus. Oh, God, we were so bad. We might not be Argentinian and continue to be one of the only clubs that are Argentinian. I don't care. I don't give a shit. We move on. Bring us some boys. Men even. Preferably one Argentinian. I don't give a shit if he's half Argentinian. Just give me, you say you don't.
Just give me one Argentinian. I don't care if he's.
Tvshka, your team and your boy.
Man, look, 1986, great year. I mean, that's what me, Kavi. I call him Kavi. I mean, we're BFFs. That's what we, that's what we have in common. God, man, rebuilds suck because rarely does it happen the next year.
Yeah.
In any sport. I mean, it takes time to mature that locker room to, just like even with, presidencies and, just change of, politicians and shit. It takes a while. Like, you got to get your footing. You got to get things in motion. And sometimes you got to, work against what already did happen. And so hopefully, within that locker room, clearing it out, maybe that might be easier.
Losing their captain.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. Like,
I can't believe they got rid of the Scottish, the best dressed player. And,
fuck, dude. He was great.
But I mean, they were bad, so you got to make changes.
That's right. Luckily, in Kansas City, we have other things going for us, so we can hold off for a couple of years.
Allegedly,
we get back in it.
As far as I know, they just lost, so they might have a downtrend. Man, don't turn to the Eagles of last year.
Oh, dude, no.
I got a lot more faith in that coaching staff than Sirianni for the Philadelphia Eagles.
See ya.
Yeah, so. Oh my gosh, he makes the announcement.
Whenever we have an outro video, that's going to be on there. See ya.
Just go argue with your fans some more and be more corny than the Florida Panthers announcer. Gosh, he's so annoying,
dude. He's gonna be on there too. I mean, guys, just keep talking. I'm making a list of all the hits. Let us know in the chats, everybody. Let us know in the chat. What sports clip should we have in our intro/outros, and we'll get that done for y'all.
But you were talking about him. Are you ready to hear your boy and go into hockey?
You like that segue?
So before this week, Winnipeg had only lost one game this season. Then in this week alone, Winnipeg loses to the state of Florida. They lost to Tampa Bay Lightning, to Tampa Bay, but still in the state of Florida. And they lost to the Florida Panthers 5-0. That score, dang.
Yeah.
But let's hear Josh's favorite announcer on the last point for the Panthers.
Oh, I always hold off until this show for his.
Barkov scoops up the rebound, leaves it for Reinhart. Back it goes Barkov. Here they go again. Barkov in front. Kulikov! Oh, yeah! These guys are cooking.
It's so corny.
They got a handful.
Oh yeah, these guys are cooking. He can't. It's the right touch of nasal in his voice that is just so pure and rich and amazing.
And then, go ahead.
It's a fine call, but the way his voice and just how he delivers it is just him and Xavier Legette. I want to see those two have a conversation.
If Josh is ever down, just send him videos of Xavier Legette and the Florida Panthers announcer, and he'll just cheer right up.
Yeah, the Florida Panthers announcer sounds like
no.
a cartoon.
Mm-hmm. All right, for sure. But we're not in last anymore.
Right. And I was going to put here, too, Winnipeg, they ended up beating us, which when we go into current leaders, there's some changes that I don't like. But we'll get to it. But your Nashville Preds.
Nashville Preds, they're above the Blackhawks, so we've got that going for us. So, hey, we're climbing. We're climbing. We might be on the first rung of the ladder from being on the floor, but we're climbing. We're better than where we started. And I was hoping to start off in at least the middle of the pack, but you know what? Only minor setbacks for a major comeback. That's what I got to say. So it's a positive thing. I mean, you see how just tune in next week, and I might be saying we need to go score shirts on the and do what Kansas City did. Just gotta take everyone out. They all suck. But with the Panthers, I want the Maple Leafs to win the President's Cup every year and then lose in the first round every year. It's incredible of that streak, but Lightning are not going to go away. They're just not.
Yeah, but as long as they don't win, I'm fine with that.
If the Hurricanes actually do it, because I haven't placed a future bet on the Hurricanes winning this cup, but if the Hurricanes win the cup, I'm going to be mad at myself for not placing that future when I did.
I know. Let's get into some current leaders. Unfortunately, in the Atlantic, we got our first change. We were at the top week after week after week after week, but we couldn't beat Winnipeg twice, and Maple Leafs won their game today. So until like a few hours ago, Florida Panthers were top of the Atlantic Division, but now Toronto Maple Leafs, they're at the top. The Metropolitan that has been changing every week.
Yeah.
And a new person on top every week. I guess that's the fun division. Washington Capitals are this week. Last week it was the New Jersey Devils. The week before that it was Carolina Hurricanes. So yeah, they like to switch off a little bit there at the top in the Metropolitan. The one that has been staying just constant this year, Winnipeg Jets, even though they lost 2 games this week, still top of the Central. And then currently at this moment in time that we're reporting, the Golden Knights are at the top, but Kings are currently playing. It is 0-0 against the Sabres. If the Kings win, they will top. And that's pretty much just been in the Pacific Division. It's been back and forth between Las Vegas and Los Angeles. But I guess I'll throw over to you guys. Thoughts on who's the top NHL? Anyone other than my team, because I literally only watch the Florida Panthers and no one else.
So you're not in first anymore in your division, but so what? You're blaming Canada?
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
Yeah. I mean, but it's hockey, so there's a lot of Canadians to be blaming. Lots of Canadians. So many Canadians.
But you know how many Canadian teams have won the Stanley Cup in the past 10 years? Anyway, I just refreshed it. Carolina did win tonight, so they are back top of the Metropolitan because it just keeps getting in 15 minutes, the Jersey Devils might be top of the division for all we know, just because of how Metropolitan keeps going back and forth. But again,
Rangers were at the top for a while too.
Yeah. With those, if the Devils can stay healthy, they're going to be in the fun, but they never stay healthy like halfway through the season, and then they end up having like some weird collapse. But the Hurricanes, like I said, I'm going to kick myself if the Hurricanes end up winning the cup this year. And I didn't place a future when I should have. So, but
Boston Bruins fired their coach, so that's something to watch there for them being 8-9. They're in the Atlantic Division, but no.
That's an ocean.
It is.
To be specific, yes.
Yeah, you're pretty smart there, Josh. You're so smart. You can count and everything.
Yeah.
You know numbers, man.
You guys ready to get a little weird?
Let's get weird.
No, I thought we'd been weird.
Yeah.
Always weird.
Singing children's theme songs from children's show theme songs from 1999.
Can I get it one more time?
Out of the box.
This one is more about graphics being weird, not the story being weird. On this, not the weird part. Christy Mewis and Sam Kerr are gonna have a baby, and we got them here. This was their announcement. It was cute. Sam Kerr plays for the Australian national team. Christy Mewis has played for the U.S. women's national team before, and they currently live in London. So if they have this child and the child decides to play sports, they could choose 3 different countries, basically. So we got our future dual nat here if they end up playing. But the really weird part was we got a graphic announcing her pregnancy. And guys, if I ever get pregnant, can you please put my market value and position on my pregnancy announcement?
Yeah.
I'm surprised it doesn't have like a diameter or anything.
just like some random accolades that you've done in the past. You know, just like
operating schedule, whatever.
Plays clarinet like a boss. Like, I don't know, just something on there.
Slaps of the bass.
But yeah, Tvshka, you do graphics. Would you give any pointers on this? Anything you would add?
I mean, you can say the word, but you got to show me too. So they should have photoshopped it, give her a nice little bump, you know, and just go all out with how ridiculous it is. I mean, I love the emoji, you know. I mean, that helps with the SEO ranking for some reason. But yeah, I mean, is there a trading card we can buy of this?
Right. I want one.
Yeah, and does it have like a game worn jersey, like that she actually gave birth in? 'Cause that's what I want. You know, like give me a piece of the scrubs in that playing card, be a collectible. I like it. I mean, let's get fucking weird, dude. I mean, everything else has been so polite, you know, and like very corporate. We gotta please everybody, and it's like, you know, with the nicknames, fucking Tyson's cheeks. I mean, let's just get weird, guys. Let's live life a little bit. You know, life is too short to just be boring.
Yeah.
If Bam had a bio and Asia Wilson, just saying, that graphic should be baller.
Hire Tvshka.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
but
that's never been confirmed. So, but you know, it's been thrown out there.
I mean,
As far as them together, there's nothing.
Yeah.
with
No
the kids.
baby, no baby. Yeah. We're talking. I was like, she basically has been around him, at all his games, and pretty much, yeah.
But
Anything, you guys get ready for the sports meme of the week? Because we got 2. We got. We couldn't whittle it down. We're gonna. This first one was this Josh that found this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got here the Diddy Bowl. Preds versus Oilers. Oilies.
Y'all don't get the reference. Yeah.
Yep. Oh my god, dude. So much oil. I even watched like a little short of like some of the Diddy stuff, like the most updated ones. It's so ridiculous, man.
I forget the comedian, but he was kind of going through. He was like, you know, we got the list of things that they arrested or they found in his mansion. It was like drugs. We didn't care about that. guns with numbers sawed off. Don't care. And then he got to that third one, and you're like, this isn't a typo, right? Like, there's 1,000 bottles.
Yeah, of baby oil.
Baby oil.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Josh. Johnson.
And there was hundreds of dildos too. So like,
sex toys. I mean,
yeah.
Dude, what a fucking monster.
Yeah.
The worst. But this is a great meme. Hey, good job. Good find.
Good job, Rob Gucci.
Good job, Rob.
Heat Daddy 69420. That's straight out of a movie.
And then this next one here, y'all ass 76ers.
Yeah.
See, we are being nice and covering up what we all were exposed to on Netflix the other night.
I mean, at least the ball gives his cheeks a little bit more definition. So they're helping him out on that one.
Truly.
Such patriotic. Such a patriotic picture there.
I mean, kind of low key.
It's a male Kavath.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. That was a good one. All right, that's a good one to kind of walk it off with on that one.
But before we go to our moment of zen, Josh, where can the people find us?
You can find me tomorrow with Justin Toner, as we alluded to earlier, breaking down the world that is wrestling over at Ruckus Wrestling. I'll go in there live every Thursday at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. And then on Friday, you'll see Soul and myself breaking down the bracket, and you'll see me with a smile, and Soul's going to be like, Marta. That's about as far as it goes. And then we'll feel bad about Tvshka and Casey Lindsay. And then on Monday, you'll see Tvshka and I, hopefully with smiles on our faces, because our fantasy teams won. Our dynasty team finally won a game.
We did it. Woo! We did it. 1 and 10.
1 and 10. 1 and 10.
We better not fuck up the draft pick, dude. We better not fuck up.
I know. We Ashton Genty. How much can we trade for him? Yeah. Anyway, Shadur Sanders. And then on Tuesday, you will see me and the Game Dudes. Hopefully we'll be back. Wednesday, we'll keep you all posted, being a holiday week, of whether or not we're going to be doing. So we'll let you all know. Thursday, we're going to try and do Ruckus Wrestling as well. I'll get with Justin. We'll figure that out. So just bear with us. Holiday week, a lot of stuff going on. But if anything,
family to spend time with.
I know. So overrated.
I gotta get me one of those.
Like Dom Toretto. I got family. Yeah. But that's where you all can find us. And links down below. Join us on our Discord. It's free of charge. Please come over and join us and hang out. We shoot the breeze and we go over every type of topic you can think of. All is welcome, and we have fun. We have a lot of fun over there.
Yeah. We also
all people, all thoughts. We're pretty inclusive over there.
Yeah.
We also go on villain tyrants or tirades at 2 a.m.
Yep.
Yeah, villain season, baby.
Woo!
Let's go.
But I think I'm ready for a moment of zen.
Yep, let's do it. Let's watch the Angel of Death. Spoiler alert. Shoot basketball.
Is it regulation to have like 4 Aperol spritzes and... Stop! No. Nice try. I'm too drunk. You suck. Too old for this. Stop. Stop. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like... Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. What are you... Whoa. No. What is this gonna go? I had like 5 drinks before this. So illegal. What the?
Yeah, that's.
Yes. All right.
I like the Jordans that she's playing in.
Yeah. I know. I just don't know. That's good, right? And then I played on a adult league called the Pistol Shrimps, but then I tore my ACL. It's about the eye contact. Don't even. This is illegal, dude. This is sister. Stop it. Stop it. Yo! Get back! Get back! It's just a good pass. That's what that is. Whoa, is that Sue Bird? Look, it's Sue Bird over there. It's Sue Bird over there. Oh! How you feeling? Dude, I'm not wearing the right shoes. If I was wearing the right shoes, I would smoke these mother.
Yes. It's clean. It's clean.
I love Aubrey Plaza.
The funny part about that is they don't show us, but she tore her ACL that night fooling around.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she even said it and it happened.
Don't. I know we on our fantasy show we say don't drink and roster. For Aubrey Plaza, don't drink and ball.
Yeah.
But anyway, see you guys.
Stay off our lawn.